and record to the cloud. All right, I think we're going. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to DRSF Discussions. My name is Jennifer and I am our Treasurer and Vice President, and we welcome you back to another in our series of conversations on fostering. So today we have Jen joining us from Olson's Oasis, along with President Pam, who heads up our foster program. And our goal in these conversations is just to share a little bit of information, some behind the velvet ropes information from folks that have fostered for us for quite a while, and a little to help our community learn a little bit more about our program and help some more fosters take the plunge and join us on our team. So good afternoon, Jen. Good afternoon, Pam.
Hi.
Thank you guys for joining.
Okay, so Jen, just to start, Jen, what initially got you interested in fostering for Dogs and Rescue?
So we had lost one of our dogs of almost 15 years of dachshund, and we were trying, about 2 weeks after she passed away, our dog that we still had started having some medical issues due to the grief. So we were trying to find another dog, and we had a lot of trouble adopting another dog. We finally adopted a Doxy Terrier mix through the county shelter. 10 days later, that dog passed away. Yeah, so it's a very traumatic time for my children, to say the least.
I was going to say, your kids were young then, right?
They were younger. This was about 7.5 years ago. So yeah, my son was 12. My daughter was about 7.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was rough. A few weeks later, we adopted Snoopy, who we still have. He's good. So, all good. And about 6 or 7 months after that, I was on the Dogs and Rescue email list. And we got an email about fostering with this red dog, who I believe was Rosie. And I have a soft spot for the red dachshunds. I love all dogs, but there's just something about those red dachshunds that they just get me. And she looked like our dog that had passed away. So I called my husband at work, and he hears me typing on the keyboard, and I kind of mentioned this whole fostering thing, and he loves to tease me and says, "Is this one of those things that you're really asking permission before, or is this a more after the fact kind of thing?" And it was really more of an after the fact kind of thing. So we just wanted to help another dog after having been through what we went through. We didn't want another family to go through that, and we didn't want another dog to unnecessarily be in the shelter any longer than they had to be. So we thought if a dog could crash on our couch instead of being in a kennel somewhere, and then that opens up a spot for you guys to go out and rescue another dog. But that's what our intent was. We didn't want another family to go through this. We didn't want another dog to go through this. So if we could just help one dog, we felt like then we did something to honor that other dog.
Okay, so you started with one dog, and what number is Ruby?
Ruby, I believe, is 53, 7 years later.
That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, and there have been you've taken some breaks in there.
And we had one special dog for 18 months.
Yes, you did have her for a long time. She was a special one. Yeah, a little more special than we even recognized when we first got her. Yes. She ended up being. So yes. Do you feel like you get more or give more out of fostering?
I feel like I get more. The things that it has just brought all of us as a family, it's something we do together. It's taught my kids things to be good adults that are ineffable. Like they're not things that you can just teach. They're things that they have to experience and things that they have to learn. And the empathy that my children have learned for things that can't say thank you, for just doing something kind because you're capable of doing something kind. Huge. I can't put enough emphasis on that. So, all good things that came out of it.
Yeah, it really is. It's impressive to watch kids that don't know that side of humanity, how poorly sometimes people treat animals, become a part of the solution. Because becoming aware of it is hard enough, but then to be able to be part of the solution is a really, like you said, it's a really impressive and important skill for kids to learn. And it's to hear that they're seeing it.
Do what you can. Yeah, do what you can when you can, and this is what we can do. So this is what we do.
Yeah. So I know you have failed, correct? Out of those, what'd you say, 52? You have failed once. I know.
Last year.
Yeah.
Last year. And so there's a good reason for that. So we live in a very Tula. Yes, it's the one-eyed wonder.
Right.
We live in a very small house. It's me and my husband, and now my 19-year-old and 14-year-old. We have 2 dogs. Along the way, this dumb cat became part of our house that thinks he's a dog. Um, it's like you say, once they know you are into rescue, they show up. So
Yes, they do. At your door.
yeah. So, we couldn't foster fail and continue to foster. And for us, fostering was what we wanted to do. We weren't doing this looking to adopt a dog. The timing with Hula, we knew that we knew that our one dog, the little one from before, she was nearing the end of her life. So we knew that that was coming in the next few months, and Hula just came in at the right time. And I don't know, there's something about that dog.
Yeah, that was a surprising text I got. I did not, some of my fosters, I'm like, okay, here they go. They want to fail again. But I was surprised. But she's a super sweet dog. So
she is.
So, of all those dogs, you've let the rest of them go, and there must have been others that you really loved,
yes.
And saw come a long way, including the little goofy thing you have in your house right now. So
I love her, but I'm gonna be okay when she leaves.
Yeah, she's an interesting little thing. She's so cute, though.
She is.
So, what do you say to people that say, "Well, I couldn't do that. I couldn't let them go"?
Well, it's hard. I'm not going to say, like, there are some dogs that, we have had a good cry over when they've moved on. And I think any one of the foster families would tell you the same thing, that there's some that you just go, well, maybe they'll be here longer. And then, 48 hours later, you get the text or the call from Merrill, and you're like, oh, or the worst, on the way home from the vet, you get the call.
Right. Yeah.
But then there are others that can't get out of the house fast enough, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's just like people. There are some that are really cool and they fit right in, and there's others that no.
Big turmoil. Yes.
You're a nice guest, but your Airbnb is up and it's time to move on. And that's just the way we look at it. We've just always looked at it as we're pet sitting. We just don't know for how long. That's right. We used to try to keep the dogs kind of separate. Like our first one was a puppy. No, we tried to I don't know, kind of like have 2 forms, and that we realized was not going to work for anybody. So while they're here, they're treated just like one of our dogs. They're loved just like our dogs. And we all just know that we're just the holding station. They're just waiting for their plane to arrive, however you want to put it. They're in holding, and that's it.
How has fostering affected how you care for your own pets, if it has?
I think it's kind of calmed me down a little bit and made me, I know that there's been times, like, especially in the beginning, where I would text you about, oh, this happened, and you're like, it's fine, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, just little things, like, sometimes they don't eat for 24 hours, and that's okay. Sometimes, dogs are different than people, and it's little things like that. I don't worry as much. I kind of take a step back and give it a beat. Okay. So I think I'm just a little bit calmer about the things that happen. Right.
Okay. Jen, you have any questions you want to ask her?
No, I'm good. We covered the whole list. So Jen.
Jen, also, what do you think is the biggest reward that you've gotten out of this, or did you already say that in the beginning with what it's done for your children?
I think just what it's done for the kids. I mean, definitely that. It gets annoying sometimes when you hear from people, oh, I love them so much, I couldn't do that. Like, I love them too much to give them away. And I get the intent behind that, but sometimes those words get really frustrating, because you kind of want to turn around and say, what, I don't love them enough that I'm not helping them.
Right. No, you love them enough to give them away. Like, that's the love that you give to them is to make them the best little dogs they can be, so that they're the right dog for somebody else, so you can then help somebody else, because there's always somebody behind that.
Always.
I usually give you the drive home before I text you about the next dog. Usually. That's
true. Usually, yeah. The biggest thing I could say on our home visit for fostering, the person who came out and did our home visit had said to me that catch and release was the key. And that is something that did stick with us. But the other thing that they said to me that has always stuck really well with me is that if you're going to volunteer for a rescue, know your role. I remember one time you had me go up to the county shelter to pick up a dog, and everything was good. All I had to do was pick him up and bring him to the vet. And all I kept thinking was, okay, that's as far as I could go. I can't go assess a dog in there because I would come home with all the dogs in the shelter, okay?
Yeah.
Or making some of the hard decisions that you all have to make on the board. So I think if somebody's interested in doing this, you have to go in knowing what you want to do and stay in your lane and do it really well.
Yeah.
You know, and I think you guys have always been really good about that. Like if you come to one of us and ask us to do something and we have to say no, you respect the no. Like you have to ask and that's cool, but you also respect the no, which makes it so great to volunteer with you guys.
Good. Good.
So,
so for anybody that's thinking about this and isn't sure about whether or not fostering would be a good thing for them, what would you say to them?
I think you need to know why you want to do it. If you're doing it to try to find your next pet, fostering is not for you. It's just true because
it is true. Those are like those fosters are the worst, the most difficult people for me to work with.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're going in there to find your dog, that's not what this is. Because like we said, there's out of the 53 dogs that we've had, we've been really lucky. Most of them have all been wonderful and sweet. And, you know, even the trouble child in her own special way was sweet and had her own things going on about her. But not all 53 of them were going to stay in my house. Like they weren't all dogs that I would want. And I think knowing that as a foster, that this dog isn't going to be here forever, this is only a temporary problem, if you will, was a better way to have it. You know, instead of saying, oh, I don't want to adopt this dog, get me another one. Like you're making the problem worse, not helping the problem. So you have to go in with the intent that you're really trying to help. And you're being altruistic. You're not looking to get something out of it personally. If you're just doing something to help to do it, then you're going to be successful. If not, this is not for you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Anytime.
Okay, where can our followers find you in social media?
Facebook and Instagram, Olson's Oasis. It's OLSON, not EN. We're on both. We try to post a couple times a week at least, but you always see our current fosters out there.
Yep.
Fantastic. All right, Jen, thank you so much. That is some amazing information, and it's so awesome. I'm learning a lot as a foster, you know, hearing some information from some of our other fosters as well.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing your expertise with us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep. For everybody out there, we've got you know, all of our followers on Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget to head on over to YouTube. All of these will be posted there, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you will know as soon as all of these get posted, and then make sure not to miss any of them. So thanks very much. You guys have a great afternoon. Thank you both for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.